Hi there, this is Nova. Welcome to the Singer Featherweight Tip of the Month for May of 2021. I'm often asked about packing up machines at the end of a sewing day. What I'm going to show you today applies to packing up your machine and also to simply ending your sewing day in your studio or sewing room. I often see people who leave fabric underneath the presser foot. I do not recommend this. Most of us in the United States live in a relatively humid climate. Of course, there are exceptions like the folks out in the West who are not on the coast. Leaving fabric underneath the presser foot can invite rust. The fabric absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and transfers it to the feed dogs, causing them to rust. This machine is a great example to show you of exactly why I don't recommend leaving fabric underneath the presser foot when you're packing up your machine. If you'll take a very close look at these feed dogs, this machine came into my repair shop with a cute piece of fabric underneath the presser foot, and can you see all the rust that has accumulated on the feed dogs? The fabric collects moisture out of the atmosphere, which transfers it down to the steel feed dogs and causes them to rust. The same thing is true of leaving your machine threaded. I always recommend unthreading the machine when you are finished sewing. So you would unthread there and always pull the thread out in the direction it would be if you were sewing. Here are the tension discs out of a machine that recently came into my repair shop. The problem that the owner of this machine said she was having was that her stitch quality was poor. You can take a look at these tension discs and see all the rust on them. That rust is caused by the machine being left threaded. Again, the thread absorbs the moisture out of the atmosphere and transfers that to the disc, which causes them to rust where the thread was laying. And the same thing is true about your bobbin case. I always recommend unthreading the bobbin case. And again, you want to snip that thread and pull the thread out the direction that it would be going if you were sewing. You never pull back on this thread because it can bend that little spring. Always unthread your bobbin case. Always pop that bobbin case back in the machine where it belongs so it's not separated from the machine and lost. You may think that you're coming right back to sew tomorrow, but life happens to us all. I never would have dreamed that I would not sew for almost an entire year, but it happened several years ago. My mom suddenly became ill and then died. Things had to be taken care of. Sewing was not what was important or what happened. I'm always about preserving these machines. They are a marvel of engineering, and everything I do or recommend is always geared toward the preservation of the machine. If you need expert help, I routinely receive machines that are shipped to me for repair from all over the country. You will find packing instructions on the website at novamontgomery.com. Visit the online shop for all your Singer Featherweight 221 and Singer 301 needs. Happy stitching!